99% of musicians are promoting their music all wrong. Yeah, I said it. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can join the 1% who are doing it right. You see, there's something all the greatest artists all have in common. And it's not that they create great music. This isn't obvious. It's something else. They're doing something different than everyone else right now. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rebecca Smart-Bakken, and I help musicians upgrade their music marketing. Don't forget to subscribe now if you want me to help you think creatively on how to promote your music. So artists like Lady Gaga, Queen, Kendrick Lamar, Madonna, Lizzo, Lil Nas X, they all have one thing in common. They are all promoting, communicating, and acting the exact same way. And it's the opposite of everyone else. So if all this sounds familiar, I'm sure you've previously seen the TED Talk by Simon Sinek, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. For a while now, I wanted to share his findings and translate these to how a musician can use his methods. Because all the greatest artists use this method. That's how they're able to cultivate a loyal fan base who follow them through life. You see, these artists are communicating the reasons why they're in this game. They are tapping into the emotions of audiences with your values and beliefs. This is the secret to success. Okay, let's get into how most musicians will promote and communicate about their music. For this, we're going to use Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. So typically, when you're promoting your music, you start with the what you're doing, what you've made, what you're selling. Everyone knows their what because it's your song or album, right? Then from there, we typically continue with the how the song or album was made, the process, who you collaborated with, and so and so. And finally, in the middle, it's the why, which is what 99% of musicians fail to communicate and share through their brand, marketing, and communication. Most companies, musicians, and people in general always communicate from the outside, starting with what, and then moving to how, and then forgetting about the why. Simon Sinek found out that if you simply reverse the process from what, how, why, to always starting with your why and working your way to the what, this is actually how the greatest artists communicate to their audiences. It's all rooted in their why. By reversing the process and starting with why you're creating music, why you're driven, why you have your interests, you're pulling at people's emotions and creating a connection in the brain, which drives loyalty. It gives people a reason to become obsessed with you. This is how you build a fan base, through emotional connection. Lady Gaga's fan base, Little Monsters, will happily wait for hours to find the best spot at the concert just to be close to her. They were driven by emotions. They showed up because their beliefs, powered by emotion, matches Lady Gaga's beliefs. Every single musician knows what they're doing. They make music, obviously. They know how they do it, with what instruments, software, hardware. But very few know why they do it. Why have you chosen this lifestyle? Certainly not the easiest. I mean, the odds are against you from day one. So why did you make that decision? Perhaps you didn't make a choice, but rather your music is a way of expressing yourself and communicating your emotions. If so, what do you want listeners to feel with your music? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Why do you stay up late working on a project? Why do you get that feeling that drives you to continue to make music? Why do you spend hours perfecting a sound? Being a musician is part of your identity, as it is who you are. And unfortunately, there's a huge disconnect when it comes to actually speaking about the song or album you have just poured your everything into. This is how most musicians would promote and communicate about it. So I made this song, and I'm excited to share it with you. Buy it. That's the what, right? Of course, it's also easy to share the how. I collaborate with John and Jane. We used Ableton and sampled an old track. This is uninspiring, it doesn't drive action, and it's been done a million times before. The greatest artists, they start with their why, then the how, then the what. I mean, let's use Kendrick Lamar's project Damn as an example. This is how regular musicians would pitch the album Damn. So I created this album with 13 songs, what? And it features Rihanna, U2, and Zakiri. I also work with producers like Mike Will, how? Listen to my album. So let's pitch it in reverse. using the golden circle? Well, let's have Kendrick pitch it.
The best word to describe for me, it's an album about my own self-discipline. That's my favorite word, discipline, and obedience, and how to control your own emotions and how to even speak that truth on a record, to expose yourself even more. I can't change the world until I change myself. So when you listen to records like Pride, Humble, Lust, Love, these is all just human emotions, and me looking in the mirror and coming to grips with them. I will hope the listener can take heed and grab something from both of them two ideas. I know this is what this album reflects.
That's what Damn is.
Yeah,
Take
definitely.
a look. Take a look at yourself and ourselves. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not blaming everybody else for the decisions that we didn't make proactively.
Proactive.
You see what I did there? Which one do you think triggers an action? Lady Gaga, who stands for inclusion for all those who felt weird or outcast or misunderstood, she always preaches the message of inclusion in everything that she does. Even the lipstick line she launched with MAC, she says, I wanted to make a lipstick that's neutral, that fits every color, race, and face. Great leaders like Gaga stand for something. Everything they do is consistent with their values. That's also how you go on to win Oscars, Grammys, Golden Globes within a single year. You go Gaga. Okay, so we know the goal is to establish a fan base who shares your beliefs and values, right? Well, as Simon Sinek proves further, this is actually grounded in biology, not psychology. Because the brain is actually also divided into the same components as the golden circle that we spoke about earlier, where the outer part of the circle shows the neocortex section, which represents the area where the what is processed. It's responsible for rational, analytical, thoughts, and language. The two inner circles represent the limbic section of the brain. This is where feelings, trust, and loyalty are processed. It's also responsible for all human behaviors, decision-making, and has zero capacity for language. It's where action is triggered. It's this reason why you need to work from the inner circles and outwards when promoting your music. You want to create an action, right? If you don't know why you created a song, then how do you expect anyone to connect to it with their limbic section of the brain? The same goes for collaborating with others on projects. If you don't know why you're doing it, then you can't expect the collaborators to connect with your purpose and message because you don't have one. It's funny, one of my members in the Smart Club recently applied the golden circle to a pitch he sent to a playlist curator. He started with the why and moved over to the how and what. So typically it doesn't really get much answers. But this time they answered right away and they wanted to place the track. Wow. You see, he had then tapped into their emotional part of the brain before they listened to the track. The goal is to always sell to and work with people who believe what you believe and not just buy what you do. If you make music to purely make money or become famous, this isn't a recipe for long-term success. If you're aiming to become one of the greatest, you have to represent something that you believe in. Your passion and purpose is what will create a loyal fan base who will follow you throughout life. If you talk about what you believe, you will attract the fans who believe what you believe. And focusing on mass volumes of fans will result in one-time purchases and won't nurture the relationships with those fans who would stand in lines, sign up for exclusives, stand by your side through the journey of your whole career. So stop focusing on catering to everybody and the masses and focus your energy on building a tribe around you with people who believe what you believe and not just buy what you do. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you want a full 6-week content calendar for your next music release filled out with 50 content ideas, go ahead and hit the link in the description of the video. This is going to help you plan out your releases ahead and save you a lot of headache. Don't forget to subscribe here and I'll see you in my next video.